All right, we're live with Krista Mashore. Another episode of the Real Estate Growth Secrets. How you doing, Krista?
I'm good, John. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to be on here.
Yeah, it's great to have you on there. I've read a lot about you, and I'm super excited for this episode. So I like to start every episode out with what I call the humble brag, where you get to brag about your accomplishments in real estate, but you got to do it in a humble manner.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me just say that I got into real estate not because I really wanted to. I got into real estate because I was a teacher and my daughter got really, really sick. This is a long time ago. She's fine now, but she got really sick and she almost died, quite honestly.
Mm,
And when I got out of the hospital with her, I thought I want to be home more with my daughter to make sure I can like get her past all the milestones I knew she was going to have to go through. And so I wanted to just play real estate. Well, my husband ended up at the time having an affair and leaving us with, two kids and no empty bank accounts. And so I had to go into real estate like full throttle. So that's kind of how I got into real estate, was sort of more of forced into it. But I've been doing it for 19 years. I've sold over 2,000 homes in my career. I've been the top 1% of agents nationwide for 18 out of 19 years.
wow.
I've written a couple books on real estate, and now I'm coaching and teaching agents across the country how to attract business and stop chasing it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So that's an interesting, it seems like almost all that, pressure on you and like that desperation, what a driving force to move forward and build a business.
That's exactly right. I had a really strong why. My why was to keep my daughter safe in their house, not to have to make the move and be disheveled. I wanted them to like just be comfortable and happy, and so that was my vision, and that is what I focused on that first year, and then every year thereafter, quite honestly. So kind of a survival mode in the beginning, and then my first year I sold 69 houses, and again it was all based upon me just trying to keep them safe.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible. And most people don't ever sell 69 houses in like their career. I mean, you know the stats with 80% of people kind of just hanging it up after 18 months, 2 years. I mean, what I guess my question is like, I don't even know what the best question to answer is here. I mean, how do you go from nothing to doing like that much, like that fast? I mean, let's talk about your kind of your tactics, your strategy of what was working then, because it's also interesting. 18 years ago is obviously a much different landscape than what people who are getting into the business nowadays are facing.
What I would tell people to do now would be completely different. Well, kind of different and kind of the same. I think that you need to be willing to do what everyone else isn't willing to do.
Mm,
So, for example, back then, while people were doing, black and white flyers, I was doing 4-page colored brochures, and I was putting CDs on my listings to, with 50 pictures on there. And I was doing professional photography and instead of using, a cheesy photos. And I was just really investing in my business, investing in myself, and trying to stand apart as being very unique and different than other agents. And very quickly was able to make my mark that way. And I think that we have to do that now too. We have to be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do. We have to be willing to really analyze our business and find our blue ocean, what I call it. And that means what everyone else is doing, which is a red, muddy shark waters, right? We want
right.
to see our blue ocean. What can I do that everyone else isn't doing so I can stand out and be seen with as many eyeballs as possible? And how can I take old school tactics and actually, put in a new 21st century twist to it? That's really important for people to do. And the reason being is because we are really in a 21st century, in a digital age, right? And because we're in the digital age, we have to learn to adapt so we don't become like a Blockbuster and Toys R Us. We have to adapt to how we're doing our business, so that we're showing up where clients are looking. And many people take technology and innovation, they're afraid of it, and they kind of run from it. But we need to embrace it so that we can not just survive in the business, but we can thrive. And I think that that's been something that I've always been really good at, is really being a teacher, right? I love educating myself and really understanding what's happening. So I educate myself as far as what's happening in the market, what I foresee things changing, how I can try to be the first one to do things and always be, just a little bit ahead of my competitors. I think that's very important for agents.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you were speaking to a brand new agent today, I mean, you kind of started hinting this, doing what nobody else is willing to do. But what would be like, let's say, your top two tips for someone getting started today in real estate?
That's a great question. So, number one is that unfortunately in real estate, we're not taught. First, we're not even really taught how to do real estate, right? We take this license, we take this test, and we get asked all these questions that don't have anything to do with real estate. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, what does that have to do with anything? Nothing, right? But
Yeah.
even worse is that we're not taught how to become an entrepreneur, how to be a business owner, how to market ourselves. And that's why where most agents really struggle is that they really lack the marketing skills. So I would make sure that I really found somebody, a mentor, a coach, whatever it might be, to really mentor me on how to market myself to stand out as the authority figure. So, for example, like for me, I just wrote this book. It's called The Savvy Seller: What to Expect When Selling Your East County Home, How to Get the Highest Price and the Best Terms for the Sale of Your Home. This book right now talks all about digital marketing strategies, and it really positions me as the expert and why they should hire me above any other agent that's using only traditional measures, right? So this right here is something that I'm actually getting printed up by China, and I'm going to deliver 2,000 copies of this to people in my city, right, on their
Wow.
doorstep. And that's something that no one else is willing to do, right?
Yeah.
But because I'm doing that, I'm spending that expense, I'm investing in my business. And when they're reading this book, it's a really easy book to read, but it really is positioning me as the authority figure in digital marketing and showing the value to that and why it will help somebody. So you want to make sure that you're, when I say this, and I kind of got my ADHD took effect, I'm sorry, but when no one, I've sold over 2,000 homes in my career, right? But my community doesn't know that until I show them that I'm the authority. They need to, in order for them to know me, right? I have to be seen, I have to be heard. That way I'm known. If I'm seen and I'm heard as the authority figure, then they'll realize that I'm the expert and I've sold so many homes. So agents need to learn to position themselves as the authority figure, being seen, being heard, so they can be known. And if you position that by coming from an area of service, of helping, of giving value, of targeting, like you just told me today, you said, Krista, I looked you up and now you're targeting me like crazy on Facebook, right? We teach people how to do the exact same thing locally. So we teach them how to produce content that's relevant to the people in their community, both real estate and non-real estate related, and then how to target and track people on Facebook so they're continuing to be seen as the authority figure. A brand new agent can do this. They don't need to have any experience. They don't need to have ever sold a house before, but they need to talk about the community and real estate and tips and tricks and strategies to help make people's lives easier and then continue to be shown up that way. And that's how we teach a brand new person how to really, we are teaching agents that are brand new to beat out top producing agents who have dominated the area because they're able to show how they utilize digital marketing to properly expose their homes to the masses, then to get more reach, to get more money, to get better terms and all that great stuff, right? So I would absolutely utilize social media via video. That would be the number one strategy. Make sure you utilize video. Number two, which is just as important as utilizing video, is making sure you're properly exposing it. So if you're just putting it on Facebook and you're just putting it on your business page and your Facebook page, no one's seeing it because Facebook's algorithm says, hey, we don't want you to show up because you're not paying us. So you need to learn how to run target market ads to people so that you show up not just in front of your friends and family, but you show up in front of everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So that would be my advice, is to do that and do that soon. And then once you get that lead, that opportunity, to make sure that you have the backing to actually then reel them in. You have got the tools and the resources to provide immense value, to really show your value proposition, to take good care of them, and to be able to take that lead and then convert it into a client.
Awesome. That's a lot. But one thing I've come across for a lot of people, especially getting on social media, is like that fear of just being out there, right? I know this particularly, like I think a lot of women more, they're like so concerned. They tend to be in general like a bit more concerned about their appearance. And I know guys, like on the other hand, are just like lazy about not wanting to do it, right? Like we all have these irrational fears that we build up. I mean, how do you help people get past that? And
Well, first of all, let me just do something really quickly here, okay?
sure.
Hi, everybody. I am here with John. I'm on his podcast. That's John Garuti. John, what's the name of this show you're doing?
Real Estate Growth Secrets.
Real Estate Growth Secrets. So excited to be on here. I appreciate that. Okay, do you see how easy that was? Right?
Yep.
That was, now I need to, that's not going to get that much exposure because I'm not putting an ad behind it, but at least it's doing something. People, first of all, no one likes perfection. We need to learn to be perfectly imperfect, right? The way that you sound, if I interview 100 people, I do, I've got students across the country. And if you tell me that you enjoy doing video, you're kind of weird, I think. No one likes doing video. No one likes the way they look, likes the way they sound. We're all insecure. But if you can start taking yourself out of the equation and thinking about how can I serve somebody? How can I help them? How can I add more value to their life? That will help you be able to do it more. And if you want to stop chasing business, it's the best way to start attracting business is by getting yourself out there, producing content. You have your own TV show right at your fingertips, utilizing social media. Look at you right now, John. You're doing this, right?
Yep.
Like you're doing this. You're getting the, you're exposing yourself to other real estate agents. You're showing yourself as the authority. You're bringing other authority figures on, and sometimes I go on and I look like a hot mess. I mean, my hair is a mess. I have no makeup on. And I think those videos sometimes do even better than the ones when I look all dolled up. So just be yourself, be vulnerable, be real. Social media it's just kind of a crock of crap, excuse my French. And the fact that everyone only shows when you're showing that you're having a rough day or something, something happened, or, you learn from experience, or you made a mistake. Don't be afraid to be you. That's how you're going to attract the right clients.
Awesome. So let's get vulnerable with you. I want to ask you an awesome question here. What do you think when you look at over your 19 years of history in real estate, like what do you think's the biggest mistake or biggest time suck, biggest money waste you've gone through?
Okay. So, I don't want to say the name of the company, but one thing I did was I hired this company, and they basically said that they were able to target certain zip codes, and they could target sellers and buyers, right, based upon the certain behaviors that they were doing. And I was paying them like $3,000-$4,000 a month just to get exposed to 20% of the people. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I could be exposing myself, number one, through Facebook, right? And I could be targeting people, and I could get 500 hours of watch time on one video. And also I can use Every Door Direct through the US Post Office, and I can send out for half the amount of money, and 100% of the people are going to be getting my stuff, right? So I still use traditional measures. I still do farming. I do digital marketing farming in conjunction with old school farming, right? So that people are seeing me digitally, they're seeing me in their mailbox, and it's the constant oh, I see you everywhere. We hear that I see you everywhere. That's what you want to do, is you want people to see you everywhere, and they might not always use you, but they're at least going to think about you. And the way that you do that is you truly become the community market leader of your town. You become the mayor of your town. Anything real estate, community related, you talk about it. You're bringing it to the forefront. You're talking about tips and tricks, and the best sushi place in town, the best place to go for happy hour, what the new thing that's happening on the weekend, things to do in conjunction with real estate tips and tricks, market updates, showcasing your properties. You do both. Then you just do, hey, I'm eating this today. I'm here and just have this best new cup of coffee, and it's the peppermint schnapps or whatever it might be from Starbucks. It's Christmas time. Just really, really just letting people see your life. It's crazy to me. I'm not into reality TV show, but reality TV shows are the number one shows on TV because people like watching people, and they like seeing what they so-called reality. So show them even what they want, right? What's the number one question? Every single person, they know you're in real estate. They know you go to a party, John. They know you're a realtor. What do you get asked?
I'm not sure, to be honest, what you're looking for here.
Okay, hold on. Let me slow down. Somebody knows that you're a real estate agent, and you go to a party. What do they usually ask you? John.
I'm drawing a blank here. Where's the party yet?
How's the market? How's the market?
Okay, yeah.
How's the market? They're always asking. So tell them, be that resource. Give them the information that they seek. Do that via video. And when you do that, what happens is that you're breaking down barriers. People are getting to know you. They're getting to like you. They're learning to trust you. They're seeing you as the authority figure. They're developing a relationship with you, a one-sided relationship, right? And then that way you start attracting business. And then when you give people relevant content, information that's solving their problems that they're having, you're giving them content that they're specifically interested in that time by targeting them and giving them the right information, right? Based on the behaviors that they're exhibiting, and then the ads that you're running, then they're more likely to open it. So, you said, what's the best thing to tell an agent? You need to commit to consistently producing content correctly. If you do this, you're more likely to convert your leads because you're making a connection, right? But you need to do this over and over and over again because of the phases of the sales cycle, where most companies and brokerages and entrepreneurs, in fact, actually leave the business, right? 87% of agents will leave within 5 years because they're only focusing on lead generation. They need to focus on all the phases of the sales cycle. The first phase is marketing, right? Marketing is not just your brand or your colors or any of that. Marketing is basically attraction. When you think about marketing, when you think about attraction, how are you attracting your client? How are you giving them relevant content that meets their needs? How are you solving problems? How are you answering questions? Marketing correctly, when you market correctly, when you go to the next phase, which is lead generation, okay, they're raising their hand saying, I want more of what you have based upon marketing to them correctly. So marketing is number one, followed by lead generation. Then you've got the next step, which is lead nurture, which is the hardest part for people, right? Because it takes, National Association of Realtors says it takes 3 to 6 months. We have done research that's closer to a year from the time somebody starts thinking about buying or selling before they actually take that action. So what's happening is that when you consistently produce content and you correctly get it out there, you're lead nurturing all the time, right? Because you're constantly showing up where people are looking. And people are online, right? They're online. If you just take Facebook, for example, on Facebook, people go there 17 times a day. They spend 51 minutes there. There's, 2.3 billion people on Facebook. They're on Facebook. So if you can show up where people are and be seen as an authority figure and continue to nurture them, what happens is that they don't forget about you. Their clients, you get more referrals. You're nurturing them that entire time because you're constantly massaging them and giving them what they need. So marketing number one, lead generation number two, lead nurture number three. Now, once you've nurtured that lead, now is the conversion phase. You're much more likely to convert that lead because you've properly marketed it. You've given that lead what they want, right? Now you've nurtured that lead. You're consistently showing up. You're showing that you're the authority figure. You're answering their problems, meeting their needs, helping them, giving them advice, right? Making their life easier. You're being the community market leader of the town, right? So now it's more likely to convert that lead. Now, the next phase is fulfillment and delivery. Now that you've got that lead, right? You've converted that lead. How do we make sure that we give them the best buying or selling experience possible? How do we make sure that we are going above and beyond delivering excellent service, making sure that we're meeting our fiduciary duty? For a seller, it looks something like this: exposing people's homes to the masses, right? Well, everyone else is just doing open houses and sending out flyers. You're doing digital marketing, target ads. You're doing videos where you can get 500 hours of watch time. You're able to reach 50,000, 100,000 people, that are seeing this home, right? You're getting 5,000 people to like, comment, and share because you're properly utilizing digital marketing. That is giving that customer an amazing fulfillment and delivery process. You are over delivering on what you say so that you can retain them. Now, the last phase is what I call the 5 R's. How do you make sure that people retain you as a seller or a buyer? How do you make sure they refer you? How do you make sure that they resell with you? And you do this, you get them to refer, retain, and resell with you by making sure that you have rituals and routines. That takes us back to making sure that we're continuing to look at every phase of our sales cycle, right? Marketing, lead generation, lead nurture, because once your clients leave, you need to continue to market to them, to show up, right? We need to commit to consistently producing content so that we make a connection and we convert even our past clients. Because how many of us have had an amazing, client that loved us and that we didn't properly stay in touch with them? So we see them 3 years later at Walmart or Home Depot and they're like, I bought a house, I'm so excited. And you're like, why didn't you use me?
Yeah.
Right? It's happened to us all. It's happened to me because I didn't consistently stay top of mind awareness. I didn't make sure that they didn't forget about me. I not only didn't, I made sure I followed them online, but I also did things like have client appreciation parties and make sure I do my pie party and make sure I still, do more traditional type things in relation to more 21st century digital marketing strategies. So it's impossible to forget about me. This is how agents can go from nobody to, 60 homes in 18 months because they do this correctly.
Wow. So I typically always ask people to drop their biggest real estate growth secret, but that was just loaded with value. So we're going to skip that, but that was awesome. And wow, I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me ask you two more questions, and then I'll let you go. What do you think is the biggest change to real estate that you see in like the next 5 years?
I think that everything I just talked about, we have to make sure that, by 2020, they said that 80% of anything uploaded on the internet is going to be video, right? So, and then in the next 30 days, more video content is going to be uploaded onto the web than the past 30 years from NBC, ABC, CBS, Lifetime, from every major network.
Wow.
Let me repeat that. More content in 30 days is being uploaded onto the web than the last 30 years from every major network. Okay. So you've got to get comfortable utilizing video, getting yourself out there, positioning yourself as the expert. And you also have to get comfortable with utilizing technology and innovation to market your properties and yourself differently so that you can compete with the buyers and the discount brokers. You have to have a really unique value proposition so that you can not just survive, but you can thrive in real estate, right? The reason why I'm on this call right now, there's a reason why you have me here. It's because you've read my book. Did you read my book, or you've seen my podcast, or you see me as the authority figure in real estate. So that's the exact same strategy we're teaching agents to do locally, is to be seen as the authority figure. I might be an expert in digital marketing. I am an expert in digital marketing, but if nobody knows that because I'm not positioning myself correctly, if nobody knows that you're an excellent realtor because you aren't positioning yourself properly, you're really getting left in the dust. And some newbie is going to come in and start utilizing the type of strategies that you know you should be doing, but you're afraid and fear holds you back. And that negative bad wolf in your head says, "Oh, you can't do it. What if you mess up?" And blah blah blah. No, you've got to get out of your comfort zone. You've got to push, because the only way we grow, the only way we can become great is by pushing ourselves to be better and better all the time. It's the only way it's going to happen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, Krista, how can people get in touch with you? Where can they find you? You're all
Okay.
over the web. What's the best place to come
Oh,
search you
so
out?
there's a couple things. So one of the things that you can do is you can just go to KristaMashore.com. That's KristaMashore.com. And you can learn all about us. We also have a $100 training where I do coaching with people for 20 days. And that is called 3clientsin30.com. So it's the number 3clients, CLIENTS, IN30.com. So 3clientsin30.com. We teach you how to use replicatable strategies that are easy to implement to really show up differently in your business. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. So differently in your business, and good innovation and technology there, John. Good job. To be able to show up as the authority figure and to stop chasing business, but to start attracting it. We teach you how to utilize video, how to feel comfortable, and then how to take that and distribute it in a way to help you generate more business. And the amount of clients that people pick up in this challenge, the average is 2. We've had multiple people pick up as many as 6. But of course, some people don't do it, and so they don't pick up any because they don't actually apply the strategy. So the average person over the past year picks up 2 new clients.
Wow, that's awesome. And I'm sure there's many agents out there who would love two new clients in the next 30 days. So
I
I'm definitely.
know. Let's think about it, John. Like for me, if I could get 2 new clients, that would be $24,000 because each client is worth. Think about it. Do the math. What would 2 clients mean to you? And then open yourself up to the possibility and the vision that this isn't BS, that you can tell I'm super enthusiastic. I love what I'm doing. I believe in it. I know it works. Open yourself up to the possibility of, wow, if I just spent $100 and I learn new strategies and I surround myself with like-minded people, if I could pick up 2 clients, what does that look like? And then if I could then take those skills and continue to build upon them over the next 3 months, 6 months, and a year, what does that look like? It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to be there. I'll see you soon.
Yay! You're gonna
So,
like.
but yeah, thank you so much. This has been eye-opening, and I'm just wow. I've been stoked by getting you on here, and you just certainly surpassed expectations. So,
Oh, thank you.
really
I really
appreciate
appreciate you having me. It's so my job is to get the message out there, and I want to positively impact as many lives that I can. And people like you are helping me do it. So thank you so much. I love the real estate growth secrets. It's awesome that you're doing it, and I just appreciate you.
All right. Thanks so much, Krista, and to everybody out there. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Come check out the Facebook group, and we'll see you on the next one.
Make it a great day, everybody.